Hello everyone. So Miss Allen wanted me to put together a little presentation on the science aspects of Study Island. So with each course it's going to look pretty similar where you log in and you have all the different lessons based on the standards. For each you're going to have a lesson then for students that can look through with diagrams and notes and they click through. For each then you have a lot of different ways to then see if they're getting it. There's a game mode so they can kind of practice that way. You can use the clickers. They're going to create worksheets for you. And then there's practice mode so you can get some data. It gives you some good formative data in terms of how students are doing. But for science specifically, you got these virtual labs, which are pretty neat. So when you see this icon next to it, means that there's a lab that students can open up and manipulate it and kind of work with stuff that otherwise you wouldn't be able to bring in. So for instance, this one is looking at predators and prey. I should mention that these are using Shockwave, which is a plugin, so it should run on our laptops, but you just want to check beforehand. And this, for instance, gives you like a timeline and a model on if you have, a lot of these predators, but very little prey, but some high grass for them to hide in, how is that going to impact the amount of predator and prey? So you run this simulation, and essentially it's a grid for how many they are and where they're living, and you see how it's starting to have an effect, and you can match up, okay, they're surviving most with the highest grass, and so there's a bit that students can just kind of go in and play around with and say, okay, let's add more sunlight. How is that going to change things? Less sunlight. But there's also, you can kind of grab this and manipulate it and kind of view it. You can also give specific activities. So looking at the more or less sun. So you click that, and students will then get some information here on the side, and it gives them specific steps to kind of follow through and questions to answer. So this is just one of the mini labs that they have. It's a nice way to get students interacting with things that otherwise it would be tough to get them working with. So hope that's informative.